Greetings, Watford fans. Omar here, and it's time for the Orns Thursday focus. Well, just a few hours' time. Watford travel to South Wales to take on Swansea City, a team who have struggled in the lower reaches of the Championship. That's something that I didn't think I'd be saying this season. The Swansea City side, who since their foray to the playoff final a couple of seasons ago, really haven't got back to where they really should be, which is in the top 5 or 6 in the table. Instead, what they are actually down in the second half of the table, the bottom half of the table, Swansea, and they'll be looking to turn their fortunes around. Watford will be looking to do exactly the same after a horrendous performance against Millwall at the Vic earlier this week. Watford, in their final game of 2022, are looking for 3 points, and they'll have to do it the hard way now that João Pedro will be out of action for at least 6 to 8 weeks, according to Slaven Bilic, with that horrible ankle injury, the left ankle, with ligament damage. Watford will have players, I'm sure, to take up the slack, and hopefully they will. Ismail Assar will have to be one of them, as will Keenan Davis and the likes of Vakun Bayo and Samuel Carlu. All of those players have to be integral to scoring goals for Watford, who have really run dry here lately after their win against Huddersfield. They laid an egg against Millwall, and before that, in their previous home game, or 2 home games previous to that, they had a 0-0 draw against Hull. And of course, remember that they had a game, actually a goal, a 1-0 defeat at home to Coventry City. So really, it's been feast or famine for Watford at Vicarage Road. This game is going to be played in South Wales. Watford will have to play well to get past the Swansea side, who are going to be giving all kinds of passing lessons to Watford. Watford, who have not passed the ball well in their last game against Millwall, moving the ball very slowly, are going to have to be especially on their toes against the Swansea side, who outpassed them by 1.25 miles in their previous meeting earlier this season at the Vic, with Swansea coming from behind to win by a score of 2 goals to 1. And that was a game where Watford were frustrated by Swansea's patience and their perennial passing. Swansea had at least 600 passes on that day, reminiscent of Manchester City type football, and Watford are going to have to disrupt that. I think Watford tomorrow, when they play, are going to have to be able to press and force Swansea to give up the ball in uncomfortable areas of the pitch and give it up quicker than they would like. Disrupt that passing rhythm, and on the counter start to spring forward and move the ball quickly. Even when you're developing possession and you're starting with it in your last third, in your third of the pitch that you're defending, you want to be able to move the ball quicker than you did in the game against Millwall. And if Watford are able to move the ball quicker and disrupt this Swansea team with its press and high pressing, I think that that could be a recipe for success for Watford. But each and every player is going to have to buy in to what Slaven Bilic is asking them to do. And the bright side of this whole equation for Watford is they can't play worse than they did against Millwall. Can they? Can they possibly play worse than that? I don't think so. I think that they're going to get off to a very good start in this game against Swansea tomorrow, and I see some success for Watford. But it's going to be one of those games where you're on your knees and on your pins and needles, because I think that Swansea are going to make life very difficult. But Watford, most of all, are going to have to be patient and disciplined, but they're also going to have to be aggressive. And with the players that Watford have out, there is no room for shrinking violets. Everyone has to get on board and play for the shirt, fight for the shirt, and fight for 3 points against this Swansea team, who are looking to change their fortunes at their game tomorrow against Watford. Watford, I think, will come away with something positive here. I think it will be 3 points for the Orns against all the odds. Just when you think they're going into a tailspin after a horrible performance, I think that they will turn things around against Swansea tomorrow. This has been the Orns Thursday Focus.